Hello everyone, hope you are doing good. My name is Arman and welcome back to my channel. Guys, in our previous lecture we have discussed about section 13 of the Transfer of Property Act. So we're going to continue with section 14 today. So section 13 we have discussed which talks about the transfer for the benefit of unborn person, and section 14 you can say it is continuing the section 13. Okay, so it is really important. If you haven't watched the previous video, please watch section 13, then only it will be very easy for you to understand section 14. So let's take the little bit of overview of section 13 before we discuss into this, so that it will be easy. Okay, so section 13 talks about the transfer for the benefit of the unborn person. So here A wants to transfer the property to a person who is unborn. Okay, let's say suppose C. Okay, he's unborn. Okay, he is in the mother's womb, or he's not even in existence. Okay, so A wants his property to be given directly to the C, but see, section 5 of the Transfer of Property Act says that transfer between the intervivors, that means two living persons, but here the C is not a living person, so that's why a property cannot be transferred to the C directly. So that's why he will create the prior interest, that is, let's suppose B. So A transfers the property to B for the benefit of C. So during the lifetime of the B will enjoy the property, and after that the property will go to the C absolutely. After that, no if or but. A cannot say that after the death of the C the property will go to the D. He cannot say that, because it is not like that, because there should be ultimate beneficiary and unborn person. After the unborn person there should not be any kind of if or but. Okay, so here one thing that we need to understand, that so before the death of the B, I mean prior interest, C has to come into existence. If it doesn't come into existence, that means the entire transaction will be void. Okay, that's what the section 13 talks about. So what the section 14 talks about, then it is very important that section 14 of the Transfer of Property talks about the rule against perpetuity. Okay, so what is perpetuity? So perpetuity means the permanent. Okay, perpetuity means permanent, which is forever, for forever. Okay, so rule against perpetuity. So it is section 14 provides the rule against the perpetuity. So that means perpetuity. So rule against perpetuity. Perpetuity means forever. Forever. Okay, so section 14 puts the restriction on the transfer which are for the forever purpose. Okay, it puts the restriction, it puts the bar. Okay, section 14 puts the bar against those transactions which is created for forever. Okay, for example, let's understand with the example, it will be very easy. That sometimes what happens, the person wants that his property should be given to his only descendants. His property should be enjoyed by his descendants only. It should not be divided, or it should not be alienated to any other person. So in that case, what the person does, he wants that he make a will that my property should be used by my descendants only, to no other person. So that is not how it is. So this is where the section 14 puts the restrictions. Okay, for example, see, A is the owner. Okay, A is the owner of the property, and A wants his property to be given to C. After his death, it should be given to the C, and after the death of C to D, and after the death of D to E, F, G, like this. Okay, he only wants that the property to be given in this way, I mean alienated in this way. So C will enjoy during his lifetime, then like this. Okay, but A doesn't want that property to be given to anyone, or to 1, 2, 3. Okay, he doesn't want that. So in that case, so it will continue like this. There is no ending process. Okay, so somewhere or the other it has to be stopped. Okay, it has to be stopped. So that's why this is where the section Transfer of Property Act section 14 puts the restrictions that rule against perpetuity. So A do not have the right to bind the property. Okay, it puts the restriction on the binding of the property. So what the act wants is that the property should be circulated among the society, so that every transaction the government will generate, government will get the revenues also out of that. So it should be always circulated. So this is where the section 14 puts the restrictions on the will of the owner of the property. Okay, for example, let's suppose A here. Okay, it should not be misunderstood that like section 14 restricts the wills of the true owner. It's not like that. Okay, the thing is that let's suppose that A is the owner of the property, and during his transfer, okay, whatever the time he is transferring the property, all the persons are surviving, be it 100 or be 100, 200. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So there are so many people, all of them are surviving. So all of them are living. So at that time A can say that during the lifetime C can enjoy, after the death of C the D will enjoy, after the death of the D E will enjoy. So like this he can say that, okay, he can put the life interest, but somewhere or the other it has to stop. Okay, so let's suppose to A, C, D, E, F, G. So these people are living. Okay, these people are living. So in that case, so till here A can make that will that this person can enjoy. Okay, till here he can bind the property. Okay, but let's suppose H, I, J, K, L. So this person haven't born yet. Okay, these persons haven't born yet. So he cannot say that like after the death of the G the property will be enjoyed by H, and after the death of the H it will be enjoyed by I, and like this. Like he cannot say that. Till here only he can bind the property. Okay, but what section 14, what section 13 says that transfer for the benefit of the unborn person. Okay, so here H is the unborn person. Okay, so section 13 gives the right to the transferor to bind his property, to transfer his property to an unborn person. Okay, so here the unborn person is H. These are also unborn person, but this is the eminent one. This is the first one which will come into existence. Okay, so after the death of the G, the H will come. Let's suppose. Okay, so till here A can bind the property. A can transfer his property. So till here he can he is an unborn person. He is an unborn. Okay, so till here he can bind his property. Let's suppose that so obviously A directly cannot provide the property to the H, right, because H is not in existence. So as we have just discussed that transfer between the intervivals, that means two living persons. So H is, since it is not a living person, that's why A cannot transfer the property directly to the H. So in that case what will happen? These are the prior interests. So these are the trustees, you can say. Okay, let's suppose these are the trustees. So they will take care of the property, they will enjoy the property, whatever the benefits acquiring out of that, they will do anything. Okay, but after their death, after the H comes into the existence, the property has to go completely, I mean absolutely, to H. Okay, since the day H born, the entire property has to go to the H. Okay, so after the H he cannot say that the property will go I, J, K like this. Okay, he cannot say that. So till here only he can bind the property, not beyond that. Okay, not beyond that, till here only he can bind the property. So this is what the rule against perpetuity. So it cannot be like he do not have the perpetual right to do all this. Okay, after H, I, J, K, he do not have the perpetual right to do so. So till here only he can use his property, or say he can bind the property, but not beyond that. Okay, so this is what the section 14 talks about, rule against perpetuity. Okay, so now let's understand the section. So it talks about no transfer of property can operate to create an interest. Okay, no transfer that can be created to create an interest which is to take effect after the lifetime of the one or more persons living at the date of such transfer. Okay, now see what is talking about. No transfer of the property can be operate to create an interest which is to take effect after the lifetime of the one or more person living. So here we took the example, we are taking the same example here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Okay, so no transfer of the property can be created to interest which is to take effect. So here like suppose he is the owner. Okay, and these are the say mediaries. Okay, intermediaries. So he is the ultimate beneficiary. Okay, H is the ultimate beneficiary, or say unborn person. So here what is saying that no transfer of property can operate to create an interest which is to take effect after the lifetime of the one or more persons living. So here A cannot make a transfer. Okay, make a transfer that which will take effect after the death of the H. So, prior one or two, what it is saying, which is to take effect after the lifetime of the one or more persons living. So this person, they are died completely, but there is no chance of getting birth of H. Okay, there is no chance of getting birth. So in that case such transfer cannot be done. No transfer so no interest can be created. Okay, in that case, because so if you know, if say D or E dies before F or before the H comes into existence, or say G dies before the H comes into existence, so in that case such kind of transfer cannot be done. It is saying that, okay. So, and the minority of the some persons who shall be in existence at the expiration of the period, and to whom so here what is saying that the minority of the some, let's suppose the person is survived, okay, he survived, and before he dies H comes into the mother's womb, okay, comes into the mother's womb. So from the mother's womb, okay, from the mother's womb till he gets birth, but the moment he comes to the womb of in the mother's womb, G died, okay, G died, but A has put the condition that during the minority the property will not go to the H. So once he becomes the major, the property will go to the H, okay. So the moment H comes to the mother's womb, he died, G died, and but H comes in existence, he got brought up, and after that, so until he becomes that 18, the property will remain in pending, okay. But the moment he becomes the 18 years of old, I mean he ceases to be minor, then the property will go to the H directly, okay. That's what it is saying, if he survives, okay. If he doesn't survive, then there is no chance of H, and the property transfer will cancelled. But if survives and he comes into existence, then it shall be in the in existence at the expiration of the period, and to whom, if he attains the full age, the interest created is to belong. So that's what it is saying. So like no transfer can be done to an unborn person directly. So that's why the prior interests are being created. So after their death, if the say unborn person comes into the existence, and it will continue till his majority, not beyond that. So that's what it is talking about. So let's try to understand in a different way, so that it will be very easy for us to understand this concept, okay, I mean this definition. Rule against perpetuity can be divided into various stages, so that it will be easy for us to understand. In the first stage, what it would have been, let's understand, okay. Number one, first stage. Alright, so guys, the definition of section 14 of the Transfer of Property Act, or rule against perpetuity, that can be understood with these essentials, or you can say these 5 stages. So what it talks about, first stage, talks about all transfer made during the lifetime of the transferor shall operate. So which means that, for example, okay, A is the owner, and he wants the property to be enjoyed by B after his death, to C, and to D, and E, F, G, H, okay, G, H, whatever, okay, E, F, G, H. So all the persons are living. So during the lifetime, the B, C, D, E, D, so all the persons are living during the time of the transfer. A is also surviving. So whatever the transaction took place during the lifetime of his A, it will remain valid. Okay, this is what the first stage. And second stage, it talks about direction of the owner shall remain valid even after his death. Okay, so what it means that direction of the owner. So let's say that A is the owner, and A transferred the property to B and for the life interest, and life interest is created by the A, and after his death, C, D, like this. Okay, so when A transferred the property to the B for his life, A died. Let's suppose A died, but whatever the direction he has given during his lifetime, it will remain valid. Okay, it will remain continued even after that. So after the death of the B, the property will go to the C, after the D, like this. Okay, so this is the second stage, and the third stage is the qualifying test. Okay, so there has to be an unborn person, or say a person who will be the ultimate beneficiary. Okay, the qualifying test. Okay, let's take the example that A transferred the property to the B, and now A died. A died. Okay, and B for the life interest, and the C for the life, and D for the life, E for the life, F for the life, G for the life, H for the life. But I is the ultimate beneficiary who is not in existence. He is an unborn person. So the qualifying test. So before the death expiry of the, or say before the death of the last prior interest, here in this case the H is the last prior interest. So before the death of the last prior interest, I has to come into existence, or say it should be in the mother's womb at least, so that it should qualify to become the owner of the property. Okay, absolute owner of the property. So this is the third step. And now comes the fourth stage. So under the fourth stage, it talks about the gestation period. Okay, so what is gestation period? It can be understood in a different term, that is grace period. Okay, grace period. The court will grant the grace period. So let's say that A wants that property to be absolutely given to the son of H, that is I. Absolutely given to the son of H, to the I, that is to the I. But once he attains the age of majority, I mean once he becomes the 18 years of old, then the property should be given to the I. But what happened, even before he gets birth, he is in the mother's womb, I is in the mother's womb, but before than that H died. Okay, so from let's suppose the baby, the fetus in the mother's womb, let's suppose of 1 month. Okay, let's suppose of the 1 month. So after his birth till 18 years, till he attains the age of 18 years, till that period of time, the court will give the gestation period. Okay, the court will keep the grace period, that the court will think that, or the court will assume that the person I is a living person and is in existence. So till he gets the age of 18 years, so it will continue. So qualifying test. So qualifying test in the third step we have discussed that. So before the death of the last prior interest, the ultimate beneficiary has to come into existence. So here I has qualified. So now even if H died also, the court will give the gestation period. Okay, 18 months and 18 years and 10 months. Okay, so this is what the gestation period. Now comes the last step, that is the minority. Okay, minority. So the age of the minority is 18 years. We all know that, Indian Majority Act, right? So the moment the baby becomes 18 years old, he will get the property. He will become the ultimate beneficiary of the property. So this is what the section 14 talks about in detail. Okay, so here the 18 years is a condition which can be laid down by the say owner of the property. Okay, 18 years. So 18 years is the maximum period till where the owner of the property can bind the property, not beyond that. Okay, let's suppose that A wants that the property to be given to the ultimate beneficiary, that is I, only after attaining the age of 21. So such kind of terms will be invalid, because that is not. Section 14 only permits a maximum period of 18 years old, 18 years, not beyond that, not even a day beyond that. Okay, so but it can reduce also. So let's suppose that the owner wants that right after getting birth only the baby becomes the owner. He can do that, or say after attaining the age of 6 years old also he will get the property. He can do so, but he cannot extend beyond 18 years of old, 18 years. So this is what the rule against perpetuity. So perpetuity, you can say permanency is allowed till the minority of the ultimate beneficiary of the property, not beyond that. Okay, so this is what the rule against perpetuity in a simple term. Alright, so there are some exceptions to this rule also. You will not find these things generally in any books. So but I have found out something so that I can make you understand this topic in detail. Okay, and there could be some conditions also. There should be some situations also, like let's suppose that what will happen like if the ultimate beneficiary doesn't get into the existence, what will happen in that case? So in that case, what will happen? The very simple thing, the transaction will be void. So court will decide who will be the ultimate beneficiary in that case. Okay, so this is what it is. In that case, the previous let's take the example. Okay, A wants a property to be enjoyed by B, and after his death to the unborn person D. Okay, to unborn person D. So what happened? So before the unborn person get into the existence, or say A transfer the property to the B and A died, thereafter only A died, which is for the benefit of the D. Okay, so now what will happen? The property is in the hands of the B, but what happened, like, you know, before D comes into existence, you know, B died. Okay, and which will also eventually, you know, prior interest is created, then obviously subsequent interest will also be cancelled. Okay, cease to exist. So in that case, the property will be decided by the court to whom it will go. So let's suppose A has a 2 heirs, like let's say B and C. Okay, so B and C, this C is also there, so C is leaving. So in that case, and D is done, D is died, sorry, there is no possibility of D coming into the existence. So in that case, the court will give the property to C. Okay, like that it will happen, very simple. All right, so now so another situation is like the child comes into existence after the termination of the prior interest. Okay, so like there is one possibility also, child comes into the existence, or say unborn person, or say ultimate beneficiary comes into the existence, but after the termination of the prior interest. Okay, so let's say B, as I took give the previous example, A, B, D. Okay, so D is unborn person. So before D comes into the existence, B died. Okay, B died. So in that case, what will happen? The property will be, I mean, the transaction will be cancelled. Transfer will be cancelled. Okay, the transfer will cease to operate. Okay, so this is a very simple thing. Now we will see the exception to section 14. Exceptions to the section 14. These are really important. You please watch this carefully. All right, so section 14 has some exceptions also. So exception is like, number one is that if it is provided for the public benefit or say public purpose, then the will of the say owner for the binding nature of the property, it will remain intact. Okay, no matter how long it will take. Okay, so number one is that if it is for the public purpose or say charity, so it will continue. Okay, another example is it does not applicable in case of the vested interest, section 19. It is section 18. Okay, section 18, you will if you read the section 18, you will understand and you can relate this section. Okay, section 18 is the exception to the section 14, and section 19 is also exception to section 14, and again payment of debt, section 17, and transfer of classes, section 15. Okay, so if you read these sections, it will be very easy that why it is an exception to the section 14. All right, so all right guys, this is the end of this video. I hope you find this video helpful. If it is, do hit the like button and do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.